Yo, Campus Guy here. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to part 4 of spending 2 weeks with the Sony SSC system. It has been quite the experience removing my current system and replacing it with the Sony's. It's always a pleasure to be able to listen to different speakers and hear what's available to us as consumers, and it only helps sharpen my knowledge for my channel. Spending 2 weeks with the Sony system has been overall a great time for me. As you watch me package these speakers back in their boxes, I wanted to talk to you about the shipping and handling since we're looking at it now. These speakers came in well protected, with plenty of thick styrofoam throughout. Most of the speakers came double boxed with the unboxing instructions right on the box, easy for anyone to maneuver. Let's talk about the build quality as well. Now remember, these 7 speakers all together costed me just under $650 at the time. These are highly inexpensive, and you notice that in the build quality. Now don't get me wrong, they don't feel flimsy like they're gonna crumble in my hands. They are definitely solid, but you're not going to get the best wood or the cleanest design. But for the price, they're built exactly how you'd expect. Who are these speakers for? These speakers are for the persons who love to watch movies and want to add a bigger sound presentation to the room but have no desire to spend a bunch of money. These speakers are for people who want a name brand item they can trust without the hefty price tag some companies carry. Being a smaller set of speakers, these hide in a room well. So if you have a significant other who doesn't want a big footprint, or you personally don't want massive blocks of wood in your living room, these are for you. Now, of course, we need to address the sound before we leave this video. These speakers do not, quote unquote, perform better than their asking price. You get exactly what you pay for. Referring back to their build quality, you can hear that boxy, woody sound with the wrong songs and the wrong settings. But with a bit of tweaking, you can bring out a really good sound. I mentioned in one of my videos that I recommend not buying the tower speakers at all and opting for the bookshelf speakers instead. A full bookshelf system. They handle more power, take up less space, and ultimately, they honestly just sound better. You don't necessarily get more bass with the towers in comparison to the bookshelves, but you get a more hollow, boomy mid-range sound in the towers, and that's the very reason to skip the towers altogether. The center speaker doesn't have the same 4-driver design like the towers do tonality-wise. The bookshelves match in timbre better with the center speaker. Overall, the system was nice. I can see why the system is popular amongst the average Joe, and it is an excellent starting point for the home theater enthusiast. Music though, don't even think about it. Save a few extra dollars and get you some ELAC speakers. Making these kinds of videos is really hard for me sometimes because I have such high quality components and I have really high dollar speakers, and so my ears are used to a sound that a lot of people aren't after. And so when I swap them out for a lesser system, it's hard not to be overly critical. And so doing things like this has really given me a different outlook on what sounds good, what's good for the price, what most people are after. And like I said, I really appreciate being able to listen to a huge genre of speakers. I think a lot of my viewers really appreciate reviews on some of the more budget conscious types of things because most people out there don't want to spend a lot of money on speakers or don't have the space to get large speakers. So I'm appealing to more of the casual audience out there, and I think you guys really appreciate it. Now, I do like doing expensive things and catering to the audiophiles out there, so I try to make a balance. These Sony speakers, I think, are really good for what they cost you, and I think it's the best overall speaker package that you can put together. I think the only thing that rivals it for its price point is maybe the Polk Audio T series, the T50s and such. Those are really popular out there, and I think the Sonys are a good choice as well. Those are my top 2 speaker packages. Definitely beats a soundbar, definitely beats a home theater in the box, for sure. In the comment section, you guys told me that the bookshelf speakers in this system were actually very good. And at the time of me buying them, they're like $89 for a pair. And for that money, these may be the best bookshelf speakers under $100. Plenty of bass in these speakers. There's a good amount of high end, and the mid-range is very much present. Like I said, which holds true to the whole system, you have to be careful with how you EQ this, and you have to be careful what kind of genres of music you play, because you can get a very inexpensive sound out of these speakers if you're not careful. But if you take time to really dial them into your room, find good placement, make sure they're not pulled too close to the wall, tweak the bass, add a little treble if you need to, you can really get a high dollar sound out of $89 speakers, which is incredible. I mentioned that people like Sony because it's a name they can trust. Most people, when they hear Sony, you think of their Blu-ray players and especially their televisions. But Sony has been in the hi-fi world for quite a while, and they actually make some incredibly nice products like streaming services and receivers, stuff like that. Sony is no slouch when it comes to audio. And so when I did this series, this was the first time I've ever heard any Sony speakers, and I like what I heard overall, especially for the price point. If you're somebody out there that's looking at a Sony set of speakers, don't hesitate to buy these. I think you'll be happy with them. I'm a really picky person. Like I said, I've had a lot of different gear growing up, and it's got more and more expensive as I grow up. And so the sound has changed with that. And so I have a tonality that I'm after now. I have a sound that I really, really like. And of course, you're not going to get that when you don't spend enough money to achieve it. So I try not to be too critical of these things, because for the average Joe, they would be happy with this. I have a few friends over who aren't audiophiles and like to watch movies but don't really care about the sound, and they had a totally different perception of these speakers. A lot of my friends said they sounded really, really good. They enjoyed listening to music. They liked watching movies on them, and it's just a totally different mindset. And maybe I am just too critical of these speakers. So if you're somebody who's not critical of their sound, who doesn't necessarily care about acoustics and how it sounds in a room and pulling them off the wall and this, that, and the other, then I think you'll love these speakers. Actually, I think a lot of people do. They have great reviews on their website, on Sony's website, on Amazon. They have great reviews everywhere because they are good speakers. So don't let my review deter you from buying these. They actually are very good. I'm just mean. With that being said, guys, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of the Sony SSC system. Have you ever heard it in a friend's house, your house? Have you ever owned Sony speakers? Let me know what you've owned from them audio-wise, and what did you think? Were they good? Have they gotten worse over time? Let me know that, and also, I'm curious, let me know why you think Sony's not as popular as Marantz and Denon and Pioneer and Onkyo. What's going on with Sony where their TVs and their Blu-ray players are popular but not their audio? Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you guys in the next video. Pt.4 out. Peace.